Myanmar has been undergoing rapid development in every sector since political liberalization in 2011. Agriculture is the most important industry in the country, involving 70% of the population, either as landowners or rural laborers. However, the landscape is changing fast, and many landless laborers are now seeking jobs in cities. As a result, landowners are struggling to make ends meet and have been forced to make major changes in their farming methods. These changes include the need to replace humans and animals with machinery to save on labor, introducing more intensive production systems, and investing in post-harvest technologies. These changes are not easy to accomplish in a country that is one of the least developed in Asia and is also in the midst of building a fully democratic system.
The way I see it in Myanmar, what we need is three things for agricultural development and rural development. The first thing is we need infrastructure, sort of investment. Investment means capital and technology. And of course, the last thing is the market. So we need to have a market-oriented development. So market-oriented means we need to be able to handle the whole value chain.
There is so many issues, especially migration and climate change, and also market shock is the most important issue in Myanmar agricultural sector.
In terms of the producing the agricultural graduate in our country, we can compare with other countries like Laos or Vietnam. Okay, I don't want to compare with Thailand and Philippines, something like that. Even we have the Asian Agricultural University, only one of 8 institutions which offer both bachelor, master, PhD program in agriculture. It is compared to agricultural development, rural development. It is very, what you can say that very higher institution, a very less amount of it. We can produce maximum 400 graduates every year. At that time, Vietnam is producing more than 10,000 agricultural graduates. This is a comparison. And even in the agricultural university, we still need different sort of department like fishery, rural development, food science and technology, say sort of the home economics, like the homemaking technology, the appropriate technology for the rural women, something like that.
The Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research and the Australian government have initiated a project to better understand and work towards solutions for issues arising from Myanmar's development journey. This project supports research on rural livelihoods and agricultural extension services and aims to build understanding of the trends of rural change while building solutions for Myanmar's current development issues. Research was carried out by researchers in Myanmar with the support of the University of New England and the Asian Institute of Technology.
Concerning with my thesis, I studied microfinance performances in rural central dry zone and ALD delta regions of Myanmar. I can compare microfinance performances for landless and microfinance performances for farmers also. This issue is very important for Myanmar because there are both agricultural activities and non-agricultural activities in rural Myanmar. So when we consider rural development, we need to think of both agricultural activities and non-agricultural activities. On the other hand, loan or credit has been identified as a major approach in the development of agricultural and non-agricultural activities.
Economic value of rice depends on the whole grain milling quality. Again, the milling quality depends not only on the cultivation practices but also on the post-harvest management practices. My main research finding is based on the 4 objectives. For objective 1, and I found 4 manual drying methods in the study area. First one is speed drying, second one is banded drying, third one is piscine drying, and the fourth one is drying on a concrete floor. These are the current manual drying paddy drying method farmers using. 78% of farmers are likely to use the piscine drying methods due to their many advantages, low investment, and the multi-usable functions. For the medical drying methods, I found out the 3 drying methods in the study area.
My research study is the insufficient value chain and marketing chain and the low productivity of the livestock, which contribute to the low income of the small farmers, smallholder.
So my thesis title was The Assessments of Land Tenure Security and Its Impacts on Rural Farmers, and I'm doing a case study in the Tapu Township in ARD region. So land is a very much essential assets for them. So securing their land, which is especially the rice farming land, is very important for the rural farmer.
I did my research mainly studying about mangrove deforestation and mackerel fisheries and aquaculture in coastal area of Myanmar. So one of the major findings was due to the mangrove deforestations over the past decade, their livelihood have been affected, and there have been so many consequences like migration to the urban areas and loss of livelihoods, and there's so many other issues that I found.
The project has taken this research into policy, industry, and the development community with the intent of applying this new knowledge for the benefit of Myanmar's rural population and, by extension, the progress of the nation as a whole. In addition, working on the project has built up the skills and research capacity of some of Myanmar's brightest researchers, who will carry the nation's research capacity into the future and ensure Myanmar's policies stay ahead of its progress and the rural economy remains sustainable and resilient.
From this ACIER project, I got a lot of knowledge how to conduct the research well, how to emphasize it, how to overcome the problems, and how to get the success to get destination. This experience, I can apply this experience in my current job very well. When we think of rural development, we need to consider how to increase the income of rural people and how to improve livelihoods of rural people. This knowledge is very useful in our current job.
I am currently working as a marketing specialist in the main of the project. This is a Korea project in Myanmar. Actually I can apply the research experience to my current job. There are many kinds of analytical thinking and this one make a decision in my current job.
During my master study, I personally learned the value chain analysis very well. This is the very efficient analytical tool which helps the leverage point for the policy and technical interventions.
The study from my research really helped me with that job because upon doing the research, we are reading a lot of the materials. So these materials are really helping with the background knowledge as well as already knowing the natures of what happened in the ground level. So this kind of things can reflect in that job study.
I have learned a lot about the research coordination, gain some communication skills like how to listen to the communities and their perceptions, and how to deal with the policymaker and the development planners. Yeah, so for this current work, I apply most of them, and I feel I got some kind of professionalism in research and writing things.
Working with bright young researchers from Myanmar is an investment in the country's future. Their work will enable the nations to meet its sustainability goals, adapt to incumbent climate change, and integrate its economy with the ASEAN group.
Our people have a chance to work with ACIER to get more understanding what is being in Myanmar. Sometimes we professionals had a hard time to understand our own problem. So with ACIER, with the system, so we were able to deal with more problem focus and coming up with a solution. So much more ACIR will address more on some sort of soft skill and sort of like policy outlook, policy perspective, policy option. ACIR research led to us more understanding each other, rural, urban, the narrowing the gap. In fact, like we have experienced that, of course, preliminary finding of ACIR research is rural livelihood, rural landscapes are changing and dramatically because more migrant laborers out there, and particularly agriculture is no longer remunerative. That's where people felt that. Of course, it is not necessarily true because we were not able to focus on particularly rural development. In fact, all in all, I think ACIR research will bring us more understanding and more pathway, which way we go, to narrow the gap between rural and urban.
Implementation of our ACIR livelihood project, we address mostly on migration. Based on our baseline finding, baseline study, the migration is important for rural livelihood, and it is affected to the agricultural farm labor and crop production and also their livelihood. So we have conducted so many research, including the migration and also other factors affected to the rural livelihood is microfinance. And therefore, we have conducted researches related to the migration of the rural livelihood in the rural area, especially dry zone in Ayeyarwady, and also microfinance and also other marketing research.
Now we are producing, maybe we'll have a new department set up already, so we'll have a specialization in rural development, animal production, agricultural engineering, agricultural extension, something like that, distance learning we will be doing. So in terms of the producing undergraduate, we will have undergraduate research, and then after that we will be offering postgraduate degree in that particular subjects at YE. So based on that one, that ACIR project also benefited for us. We have got a lot of experience regarding the research work, survey work in the rural areas, and in terms of agricultural extension system in our country.
This project lays the foundation for a long-term commitment to sustainable rural and agricultural development in Myanmar by providing information about the status quo and by detecting trends in labor shifts, mechanization, land use patterns, and agricultural commodities markets. More importantly, however, it works with national institutions and researchers who continue to support policy and development in the country and forges new networks and relationships that ensure development of a level of expertise necessary for the country's future.